welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing another episode of Final Pour. Now, if you're new, let me explain. What I do with the Final Pour is the third and final step in the process of reviewing a bottle. The first step is going to be off the rip. I bring the bottle home, I uncork it, I crack it, uncork it, have the first pour, and you get to join me during my first impressions of the whiskey. Now, that's usually between this part here, the neck to the shoulder. When we do the full review, Mr. Randy gets it down to about midway. Now, granted, this is a 375 milliliter, not a standard 750, but I've explained that before. Watch the videos, you'll understand better. Now, the third final step is called Final Pour. Now, this is very crucial because sometimes off the rip will be much different whiskey than your middle of the bottle and be a much different whiskey at the bottom of the bottle where you're going to have your last pour or two. That's why it's going to be called the Final Pour. Now, usually the Final Pour and off the rip is something that was never documented before, but I felt like I'm kind of robbing, the content from the viewers because I know there's a difference between off the rip, and I know there's a difference in the middle, and I know there's a difference on the last pour. That being said, let's go ahead and get into it. This is the Bulleit 95 Rye. Look, if you haven't seen that full review, go ahead and look it up. I was relatively surprised about Bulleit. Yeah, it's the last one. Go ahead and just don't even think about it. Just give it all. Some gave a little, some gave all. That looks a little lighter, I think, than the actual bourbon. It may be due to the mash bill of the rye. Or, no, it can't be. It has to be due to the maturation. There's no information. I don't think I ever did get any information about how they mature their ryes. I'm going to have to look into that because I'm quite interested in that. Now, if you've seen a full review, you're going to understand that this Bulleit rye was actually relatively special for Mr. Randy. It was actually one of the easiest drinking ryes I've had. The Still Austin was a little intense. The Woodford Reserve was a little odd, but not too bad. It was better on the last pour than it was for the rest of the bottle. The Jack Daniel's single barrel was quite unique. There was something very unique, and I even had a little bit of mintiness in there somewhere. That's only after I got to about halfway through, it had some mintiness. Let's go ahead and get on the palate. Very soft. Very soft. Sweet. That dryness effect that we talked about, it's there, but it's extremely muted. It's extremely limited. It's not bad. It's very soft, very easy. The palate's very nice as well. It's very soft now. Not quite as I called muted. That Woodford Reserve was muted. This doesn't seem muted. It seems a little softened. It's got a nice mouthfeel. It's slightly silky, not too much watery. Very nice. Let's get a finish on this, shall we? Nice Kentucky chew for that Kentucky American rye. I do notice that it says, well, I think the shadow played tricks on Mr. Randy's eyes, and for a minute there I thought it said it was a bourbon. Maybe he's just wishful thinking. No, see, when it comes to a rye and a bourbon, you can have a high rye bourbon. That means the bourbon is still 51% corn, but the rye in the whiskey is going to be upper 20s, lower 30s, followed by some barley. but a rye is at least 51%, where this says it is a 95% rye, which I think makes a difference. I'm going to have to really keep that in mind for the next rye that I go after. So this is nice. This is actually, I think it's going to probably get pegged as the best rye I've had so far. Remember, I've only had, I think, 4 ryes. Straight ryes, not high ryes, straight ryes. And this is probably going to take this top slot. It's very nice. Even after the second half of the bottle, it really mellows out and becomes softer. Very delicious, very easy drinking for a rye. I really didn't think I was going to be getting into ryes, but there you go. That Bulleit had definitely pulled me in. I'm going to have to try a few more ryes. But let us know what you think about ryes. Have you ever had a rye that gets better as you get down closer to the bottom of the bottle? Let us know in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. You have a good one.